Okay.
Hello, hello, Gem's Call. Second one of January. Holy smokes, the month is going fast. I love seeing all your beautiful faces. This is so fun. So we have a lot to probably talk about. A lot of us probably have so many things that we could share today. So I think that a lot of us just got off how many of us got off of the call this morning? The influencer call. Okay.
I have no idea who those girls were, but they were
I don't
really
either.
good.
I don't even know how we found it or anything. But I think it's so good to take training from other people outside of Plexus too.
Absolutely.
Everybody wants you to join their programs and stuff like that, and whatever. It's up to us individually if we end up doing that. If you click with somebody, great.
Right.
But some of these free classes that they offer are so good, and I love that. What I love when people offer these classes, I know they're wanting us to get into their program, right? But
Right.
I do really appreciate when they kind of hold off on talking about it. Like they might have these little plugs here and there, which is totally natural and I think very tasteful and professional. And then they really give more of that information at the end of their training. And I appreciate that. I love when people do that. And I appreciate when they're on time and all of that too. So I think these gals did a really great webinar, and I think it's all week, right? So I don't know about if you want to say some takeaways. We could start with some takeaways up from that if we want to open up discussion about that and then sort of move on. And I don't know how many were on Trisha's call last night. Were you guys all on that one last night? Holy smokes. I mean, she was like fire. I mean, fire. It was like the kick in the pants that I needed, and I think everybody needed. It was just like Kelly's shaking her head. I think she was on.
Where did that group originate? Is that like Diamonds in December, where a bunch of them are just getting together, or what?
I just happened to see it, so it looks like that it's just a new thing that they're starting.
Yeah,
but I think it'll be every Monday night. How awesome, right? I mean, like that's gonna be
great.
If that's fire like that, that's gonna be amazing. One thing she said.
I hope there's a recording.
Yeah, when I looked, it didn't look like they were recording. So I was like, did you forget to push record? Because this was fire. One thing she said was, you don't need anyone, you just need a better version of yourself. I mean, she was just like literally. What are some other things she said that stood out? Anyone else want to?
She did a live sometime yesterday, and I watched that, but then it stuck in my mind when I saw somebody talking about the three, people that she follows for personal development. So anyway, I went back this morning and tried to see if her live was still on there, but it wasn't. So I'm hoping for a recording.
I have the three people if you need them.
I do have those down.
Oh, you do have them. Okay.
Yeah.
I think she said is don't say anymore is I'm overwhelmed. Don't say I'm discouraged. Don't say I'm stressed out. And I mean, she's just like, she's gone from nothing, not even influence or anything. And then when she said, she goes, my family didn't support me, my church didn't support me, and my friends didn't support me. Literally everyone I've signed up, it was a stranger, has been a stranger. Like, what are our excuses, right? Like you listen to that, but I think that something that she has that's very inspiring and unique, maybe not unique, but I think it's something that we can all learn, is just to have that like contagious energy, kind of like what they talked about on the influencer thing this morning about having like, where's your energy? Are you actually excited about what you're doing and what you offer? And I see that in her. And of course, I didn't know her in the beginning when she first started. I don't know what she sounded like, but like literally to have grit like that and determination, like you've got to have really good energy. What you're talking about, you got to have, like, she had that belief and she knew where she wanted to go. Her and her husband.
And it's gotta be so easy to have that much energy with 7 kids, right?
I know, right? She has every excuse in the book to not be successful, honestly. But I mean, how cute. She's so cute. Consistency. I mean, she says, she's on her phone a lot, and then to take Sundays off and stuff like that. But anyway, she was fire. Hopefully they'll share the recording. And if they do, we have to share it in our gem chat like right away. So
Please,
sorry, I want to
please
say
do.
sorry to those of you that didn't see my message yesterday that this is going to be a half hour later. It just got lost in there. Sorry about that. I was on another call. So let's talk about the influencer thing that we listened to today. And anyone want to share some things that stood out to you or things that you want to really hone in on that you think are going to help you get to where you want to be in 2024?
Well,
I love the, go
I
ahead.
don't have anything in front of me, so I can't like address it. But probably being a former teacher, I love their format for it. Um, I love the way that they laid it out as, you know, we're going to do this today, this tomorrow, and this the third day. But the things that they were addressing today were so foundational. And I think one of them, somebody said something about, I don't know, wishing they could go back to when they first signed up. And oh my gosh, how much do I wish that I could just start the whole thing over again? Does anybody else feel that way?
What would you change if you started over? I'm just curious.
Oh, the reach outs and all of those types of things. Mine was just so accidental. And y'all, I remember this is before we ever had Zoom. It was the call in, go to meeting calls or whatever.
Mhm.
And it was
Mhm.
with Ellen Ford. And she was like, maybe she might have been an emerald, but I will never forget her saying, you might be able to get to gold or senior gold by yourself, but you will never get past that until you get business builders. And is that not the whole truth still today? So,
Mhm.
I did it.
Well,
It
well,
sucked, but I did it. I
either
don't have any
business
builders. Never
builders,
have. Never have.
never. Huh.
either
I've had
But
my
business
I think,
builders.
but I
post-training.
think that like, and we're a lot alike in some ways, Karen, but I think that there is a point where you do need people, at least people,
Oh,
many
I
people
need them.
sharing, you know?
I need them. I'm just
Yeah,
saying I made it
yeah,
Ruby
same,
for sure. Probably really senior Ruby. I mean,
yeah,
the only people, I have one girl that's ever gone gold other than Randy because I built under him. I mean,
yeah,
I
wow,
just haven't.
yeah,
That's my struggle. And I mean, 8 years and it's not fun to do. And
yeah,
that's what I wish I'd done different. I loved the way I was at first. I was passionate and bold and could have cared what people thought. But I would have definitely focused more on customer service and retention and really focusing on learning how to, lead a team and find business builders.
Yeah.
My favorite part of today was, I mean, one of the things they said is your vision has to be compelling. So does the idea of not meeting your goals hurt more than the short-term effort it takes to achieve them? And I love that video that one girl did. And she visualized, and of course now her goals and visions coming to reality with her building her house and all of that. But really, I sit there and say, oh, we want to build on our land. Well, I need to break that down to, she goes, I want to wake up in the morning and sit on my back porch and drink my coffee and watch the deer run in the field, really break it down. And so that I can visualize more. So anyway, I just thought that was like, boom, I need to, I mean, obviously my vision isn't big enough, because it doesn't, I needed to get it so big that not meeting it gets me over my fear and self-doubt.
I agree with that so much. And I was on a nothing to do with Plexus vision board call last night. And I don't know that it was something that it was just a different look at what maybe I already knew, but it was so much what you were saying, Karen. She actually had us draw, like, just take a piece of paper and put our name right in the middle of it, and then 4 quadrants, and then to take it like relationship, business, health, and adventure, and then just list specific things under each one of those quadrants. And, I've like had on my vision board travel forever, but I never got, and I've had some pictures of different places, but I've never said, this year I want to travel to 2 places outside of the country, and this is the two, and put those 2 pictures instead of a bunch of them. Just that kind of specificity.
that's really powerful, because she talked about vision boards, but doing it in words, using all words. for everything and I think it was spiritual, financial, relationship, emotional, and what did she say, business? I think so. I don't know if I caught all of them, but I think it'd be a really neat exercise to take time to do this before our next meeting, and then share it with each other. I don't know what you guys think about that, but it would make us actually do it for one, because I think it will be really powerful because, like Karen said, does the idea of not achieving your goals hurt more than the short-term impact it takes to achieve them? And what did she say here? She said, where was it? Oh, I can't remember where. I don't know if I wrote it down, but it was something about that the words should be so powerful that it hurts to think of someone taking it from you.
I like that.
So are we really taking time to really think about I mean, I think this would be really powerful. I would like to do it. And so if anyone wants to do it as well, maybe we can share maybe parts of it on our next call, whatever you feel like you want to share. If it's the spiritual part or the financial part or the business part or the emotional part, like pick one or two that you want to share. That'd be really
I think
powerful.
that would be really good because I think that was one of the things that I wasn't on the call with Trisha, but I did, like I said, see her live yesterday when she was talking about being a part of people like we are to each other, of being accountable. She was talking about it in respect of just like every day mailing your or sending your points or whatever. And that's one way of doing it. And I've listened to so many things, I can't remember what's coming from where. So maybe it was from the goals or the vision board that I was on last night. And they were talking about not really holding each other accountable in that sense, but just checking back in on, is this your vision still? Are you still, going for that? Does it still light you up or whatever, that type of thing?
Yeah. Well, let's plan that for our next, we've got 3 weeks to spend time on it. So we'll
I
do
think that's
that.
great.
Yeah. It'll make me do it. And because sometimes I listen to things, you guys, I'm totally guilty of listening and not doing what, I'll have an intention. I'll intend on tonight I'm going to sit down and I'm going to journal about this or that or whatever. Hey, Nicole. And then I don't. And then a week goes by and then I'm like, well, where is that notebook that I had that stuff in? All right. Fall in love with the vision.
I don't know. I really liked that first screen they shared. And I think there were 7 things on it, questions about, are you any one of these things? And I think we've always touched on some of them, but, do you say you're overwhelmed? Do you, I don't know. There were just a lot of them. And I had to say yes to all of them.
Was it that mile marker mindset? Was that the part?
Yes, I think so.
Have you broken down your year-end goals, creating benchmarks? Do you know the steps, the mile marker steps that you need to take to achieve your goals? Do you get excited about the work that you have to do? Do you enjoy the process? Do you learn from those who have done what you want? Have you done the work to set up mile markers clearly laid out? Is that the one you were talking about, Vicki?
No, it's not, but I love that one too.
Okay.
I think, I
here's
guess
one
they were all really good, but
what will prevent you from success? Maybe it's this one. Number 1, information overwhelm.
that's it.
Okay.
That is it.
I'll read this. What will prevent you from success? Information overwhelm. Number 2, you don't have a system. Number 3, lots of noise, different advice, lots of different things that we listen to.
Uh,
Yeah. Number 4, imposter syndrome. Number 5, feel like you're out there alone. Number 6, it's not happening fast enough. 7, I didn't get the last one. Sorry. Maybe someone else has that. Karen has it.
Yep. Mismanagement of my time.
Okay. So how many can
That
we
would
say
be-
yes to?
The
How
more
many
free
are we
time I
guilty?
have, the less I get done. Oh, and
I don't know.
Nicole,
It
I
was
was
like
just typing.
almost all of them.
We're kind of recapping that. A bunch of us were on the. What was it called? 6-figure sheet something influencers. It was
Influencers.
really, really good that we put in there. It was excellent.
It was.
So we're just kind of going over the highlights, those of us that were on it.
Yeah, I could say
Okay, Sarah
yes to a
shared
lot
the
of those,
recording.
right?
Mhm.
I go, oh, whoopsie. Whoops to that one too.
It says that Brittany's going to be on tomorrow.
It does.
Yeah, I was wondering if she was going to say her name, but she was talking about her. I was like, I know who you're talking about. Yeah, Brittany's
no.
either doing their coaching or has just finished it. But yeah, she's the guest speaker, or a guest speaker tomorrow.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool.
Not
Mhm.
as one of their coaches, but she has been coached by them.
By them, I think so.
Wow.
That's what I
Looking
mean. That's how
forward.
I read Stephanie's thing in the book club.
Exciting.
Say that they coached her, just said she's a guest speaker.
Oh, well, I always
Well,
want to hear
in
Brittany.
the book club, when Stephanie shared about it, she said something about Brittany being a part of, and maybe I misread it.
Hmm.
Quite a
that'll
few
be fun.
diamonds have been doing their program. Cool. Awesome.
I think that's all I had on that. Anybody else have anything else that you want
No,
to
I
share
think
on
that's
that
everything.
one? Otherwise, let's open it up for discussion
One thing,
on any
and I
topic.
don't feel like I struggle with this on certain things unless I go live. But one of the things I love, divorce yourself from the idea of perfect action.
Ooh,
Basically, just do it.
do it
Don't
messy.
dwell on it. Don't rewrite it 500 times. Just get it out there. Well, it's kind of like Super Saturday. I don't know if y'all caught. What was it? That one or another thing I heard Jill speak on another
Renfro.
yeah, but maybe it was Leaders Retreat. I don't know. But she basically said, she's like, I don't have time to go fix my stuff, guys. If it's misspelled or whatever, she goes, don't bother reaching out to me about it. I see it. I'm not going to go waste my time and go back and fix it. Doing the work is more important than being perfect. So move on. You know, it's like, yeah, 'cause I'm all grammatical.
A misspelling. I've had somebody comment in one of my posts before about like there something it was. It's like, oh well, I'm sorry. Thank you for taking time to correct my spelling.
Right.
My spelling kind of
Exactly.
my spelling is always off. Like I don't even I'm not good at spelling.
Y'all, I don't know how many of you are experimenting at all with having AI, Chat GPT or whatever write your posts for you. I haven't done it very many times, but I just made a post on Instagram about going to my ENT doctor this morning and him complimenting me on my hair. But anyway, I was going to write it, and then I just asked Chat GPT to write a humorous post about my doctor complimenting me on my silver hair, and it spit it out, and it was awesome. And I was like, why do I waste so much time trying to do this
Yeah.
myself?
I haven't used it on like my post to Plexus, but I've got to expand my Instagram. So I've started, thank you, Sarah, for following me. Oh, there she is. It's called Menopause Maven 2024. So I'm focusing strictly on menopause. And I found some cool tips. Like I asked them what the tips were, and then I've asked them to make a post. And so I created a graphic with like a topic, and then they've done the verbiage for me. It was really handy. I've dragged my feet a long time not using it because I'm not a fan, but I'm like, oh, that saved me so much time. So it
Yeah.
was pretty cool. But I've not used it I like my Plexus ones to be personal.
Yeah.
I don't know. It'd be hard for the
I haven't used it.
create a Plexus post for me. Yeah. But the
Yeah,
engagement
I haven't
ones, I'm
used
fine
it for a
with that.
Plexus one, but yeah. And y'all, I gotta hop off. saw some of you commenting about doing trainings that have nothing to do with Plexus and for other outside for additional income streams. So I actually paid this enormous amount of money this weekend to start learning about trading stock options. So my first
Ooh.
call is in 5 minutes. So
Good
I will
luck.
get with y'all
Enjoy.
later.
Have fun.
Okay, bye.
Okay, so what all do you have going on for the rest of this month, you guys? Any events, any ideas, any other webinars that you're excited about? I literally do not have anything planned. What is wrong with me? I'm doing the New Year, New Habits, and I've had people, you know, participating in that, kind of the same 5 people, but they're participating and they're really liking it. So I feel like, well, that's great.
Engagement. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's engagement. So, and I'm giving prizes away to who's engaging the most and stuff like that. I need to go live in my page. I've been really lazy. I gotta admit, lazy about not going live in my page like I should be. I mean, if I was more live on my page and active, I think it'd be more exciting, right? Because again, that's going back to what they're talking about this morning about, do you have the energy and excitement, right? Because if you have that, it's going to be contagious and people are attracted to you. And I look at myself and go, no, I have not actually.
Stop it. You
I
are
haven't-
so
You are
energetic
the
and
queen
exciting.
No,
Are you kidding?
of energy and excitement.
no. I feel like this month
Yes, you are.
I've been just like quiet this month though. It's just kind of
That's
been like
okay. It's
I've been
okay. When you
just
look in the mirror to be calm and all
quiet.
that. But honey, when you bring it, you deliver.
You bring it.
Oh gosh, thanks. Well, I need to bring it because I haven't been bringing it for
Is
this month.
is anybody having success with promoting the Super Saturday deal?
I was already talking to 2 people and told them, I mean, I had all their information, so it's not like they could back out on me. And I said, well, I'm not going to process this until after. So then when I was able to come back and say, oh my gosh, I was like, you're going to get in your February order, you're going to get, your, $10 back. Cause I basically said, I told them the membership is free. So you $10 back and whatever the dollar product credit was for the next one. And they were both so excited. But it's not like I reached out blindly. I haven't done that. I have my follow-up list. I haven't done that yet though. But I got both of them signed up with the February special.
Do you guys do you have a goal, like a reach out goal that you do every day and that you've actually been consistent on? Because I always say that I'm going to, and I don't. It's like, what is wrong with me? Come on now, get with
But
it.
it depends. I'm one of those, and I've told you this before. If I give myself a goal or a deadline, I freeze. I may go in there and I may message 50 people one day, and then I may not message anybody else for 4 days, and it's flipping okay. Because if I said I have to do this, then I dread it and I don't do it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I do really good at reach outs for a while, and then I really do, but I'm just one of those. You can't put a day-to-day type deal. I'm not going to bed till I do this. That doesn't work for me. That freaks me out, and I just won't do it. I'm going to bed anyway.
I have to say, like, I don't like doing reach outs like every single day. And we used to have like the way our team, like I have our IPA set up, like we used to do this daily thing where you're doing like 5 things every day, but I didn't really like that. So I changed it to, I categorized it to, Mondays is follow-ups. Tuesdays is a reach out day. Wednesdays is customer care. You know what I mean? So instead of like, I don't like to, sorry, I don't know why I'm echoing, but like, I don't like to have the pressure of doing a reach out, even if it's just one every single day. Like my brain just doesn't work well that way. Like I need to know, like, okay, on Wednesdays, I'm doing my reach outs, and then I get in the mindset for it. And Tuesday, I maybe make a list ahead of time so that I'm prepared and kind of know, or that list that I've been building on connections with, maybe I pick a couple people, on Wednesday to do reach outs to. It just feels so much better to me and so much less pressure and less like a failure, because what I would do is, instead of like having that goal of doing at least one every day or several a day. I can't do that. That makes me feel icky because then I feel this pressure to just reach out to anybody. And I don't want to do that. Like it has to be like, it has to make sense. It has to be intentional and like feel good. I don't want to feel gross after doing reach outs just to hit a number.
Mhm.
So that's just the way I do it. And that's the way I've started to teach my team to do it. And maybe it's just like my brain likes to compartmentalize things too, because I go squirrel brain if I have 10 things to do on every single day, instead of just saying like, okay, this is the day I'm focusing on this. And yeah, if I get extra stuff of other things done, that's great. But I don't know. That's just what I've been liking.
I love that. And maybe that is me. Like I'm just resisting the list. Cause I'll just, there's times when I don't know, not necessarily going on emotion necessarily, but maybe I am, to where I'm in this mood or mode of commenting on people, and I might see something and that sparks a conversation. And then I don't know, then I happen to see another person and I'm like, hey, I'm going to reach out to her and see how she's doing. And I don't know, there are days that are just like, I feel really on fire for that. And there's days where I'm like, I don't want to talk to anybody. And those are the days I shouldn't talk to anybody, right? Because that energy, they'll be like, she doesn't feel very happy today or whatever. Anybody else have anything coming up?
I'm gonna learn Flow Desk.
Ooh,
I know.
I'm toying with the idea. I think about it, and before I dive into that, I just need to know that I'm going to use it and what I'm going to use it for. There's one thing I would use it for right now, and that is like an opt-in type of thing. You know, if I shared something and what I've been doing is text my project broadcast number, and then I would send things through
Lead
that way.
magnet.
Yeah. And then I would send things through the project broadcast, which has worked really well. So I just need to make sure that I'm going to actually use email right now with where I'm at in my business. Is it worth my investment in time? I know that I eventually do, but I think that there's some mindset stuff around email myself. Because if I ask myself, what is my resistance around doing Flowdesk, then my answer is I flippin' hate email. I hate it.
Really?
I open up my email and it is full of so much stuff. My mind just goes, ah. And so I think that I just need to close an email account and start a fresh one or something. I don't know, but I know
Maybe I'm
that
old since I'm older. I mean, and I have no problem blocking people and unsubscribing. So they don't, but I mean, I don't know. I do the email. And I've
mean, I
been
have-
watching Brittany's thing about business builders. I'm like, that right there, if I could get that set up and going, that right there would be worth the cost of just having some way for my business builders to, I mean, her thing was awesome.
I got
And I
that
can't-
too, Karen. And I'm going
Yeah.
to speak to your heart on the limiting belief, Tina, for just a second,
Mhm.
because we are in an election year, and we have no idea what is going to happen to our social media platforms, but they will be impacted by whatever goes on politically. And so there's a tremendous amount of wisdom to go ahead and building that now. I do use Flowdesk and I have had like a great open rate. The analytics that come with it, y'all, are fascinating because you can see who opened it, what time they opened it, what they clicked on. If you got clickable links, it can show you so much information about your audience that you're reaching. And yes, it does have the ability for them to opt out and unsubscribe. And that is great because they're not your people anyway, right? But just thinking proactively about what is to come that we have no control over, you will always own your own email list. And so I think there's just a lot of wisdom in developing that.
Yeah, that's very, very true. And something my mom's been telling me for a long time too, like, what would you do without Facebook? Or, what would you do if? Yeah, you're right. And I can feel that I probably need to do it. Also, the resistance is just that how, but figure it out. Everything's figure outable.
Listen, it really is. And it's also very intuitive. The way the templates are set up, it is very easy to create
Hmm.
something that's beautiful and of value.
See, and I like to
I mean, or
create.
just hire Tia for like a little bit.
Yeah.
And then be done with it. Get all her stuff,
Yeah.
pay for it, and then you're done.
Yeah. She.
Anyway.
Is it similar to creating, like, I know this is totally different, but is it somewhat similar to like creating a landing page on Project Broadcasts where it's like you have the elements and you just kind of, yeah. So
It's
like,
very, very similar to that, Nicole.
yeah. And I'm like with you, Tina, where like, I don't hate email, but like, I don't really use it except to send a personal emails if needed. And I read personal ones, or school emails, but otherwise like I ignore everything. And I know like, you know, you say like, well, those people that don't read or they unsubscribe aren't your people. Kind of true, but I'll actually not, because there's people that are my people. Like, I'm saying it backwards, but like, for example, like, yes, huge fan of like Brooke Hemingway. Don't read any of her emails. Love her content, love her trainings. I'm not going to read a single email. They annoy me. Like, I hate the email. Yeah. So like, I am her people,
Yeah.
but I'm not into her emails. So I'm glad she's on multiple platforms. But you can build an email list ahead of time without starting to work on Flowdesk, right? Like what if you continue to add to that list and you just have a spreadsheet somewhere with all the stuff or and then later, whenever you're ready to actually use it, when, we lose out all of our social media, possibly, then we'll have a list to go off of, I guess.
I mean, I
And
am glad to have Project Broadcast, right?
Yeah,
Because how would
same.
we lose that? Right? We're talking more like Facebook
Probably
or
not. Yeah.
And I had heard that they were getting to where email was going to be a part of their system. If so, they need to hurry and do it. I wouldn't do Flowdesk if they were going to do it, because you could do the same thing in there if that was an option.
boy,
They
that'd be awesome.
They must be going
That's
to.
what I heard.
You add the email every time you put somebody in, it asks for that person's email. So this is how low tech I am and why I need to look at Flowdesk. I have a Pages document on my computer with all of my customers and ambassadors' emails. So when I send out my monthly newsletter, and my server, whatever that is called, like Cox is what we do it through, will only let you send so many at a time. I don't know if it's 50 or 75 or whatever. So I have to like copy paste that many into the BCC and do like, I don't know, 5 or 6 emails to get them out to everybody, because it's the only thing I know how to do. So I'm really interested in Flowdesk only because I've seen Lisa Brisendine's and they are beautiful. And I know she's using that. But I could not bring myself to pay Tia $400 to set it all up. I was like, I've got to be able to do this. It can't be that hard. And then I say, I don't even know what a wiki is or a witchy or whatever it was that Babette said this morning. I'm like, what is that?
A widget.
Widget. That's it. See, I don't even know what it is.
Yeah, and
you
Gmail's
guys-
the same way. They cap you too. Like, I stopped using Gmail to send emails to customers and stuff just because I was so sick of doing that.
Yeah.
That's why we have Project Broadcast now, but
Christy McDade had a video, I think it was last week. She did a video on, I don't have all the facts. I just happened to hear some of her video, but she has where she'll set up your email system. And then you know how she has that Trello and you've got all these things that you can grab from there. She's got a server that she has set up also for email, where if you have her set up your email, I think it's like $50. And then, like, I don't know what Flowdesk is through, but she's got something else that she actually owns. I don't understand it. I'll find the video and tag you guys. But you have access to her whole library of templates that are already like beautifully done, and you can edit them and whatever, kind of like some of the stuff in Trello, I think. So, and then I don't know what that fee is to be like, I know Flowdesk is like what, $40 a month or 20 or something like that. There's a fee for a Flowdesk. And then there would be same thing. It would be a fee for the usage of whatever program she's got. But I thought that was kind of intriguing too. If there's already like a bunch of templates. Like I'd like to, could I get like a guest view of what it looks like, kind of, and maybe she'll do another video and kind of show, and maybe it was in the video and I just didn't see the whole thing. Maybe she actually showed and shared her screen and showed like what it would look like. But so there's a lot of options of people that we know that are doing it, right?
Oh, I wonder. Nails look pretty. Look how pretty. Little sparkles of gold on my little pink. But anyway, what if, like, does anyone know Flowdesk? Like, could I share some content with you, and then you can, kind of like Project Broadcast has bundles. Do they have that for Flowdesk? Does anyone know? That would be nice.
I don't think
Or
so.
I guess that.
I don't think so either.
Probably
I've
not.
never seen anything like that. I've been doing this for a couple years.
Oh, you have, Kelly? You've been doing Flowdesk? Okay, cool. So Kelly, when you first started doing Flowdesk, like because I had it many years ago, I didn't have any, I guess I just didn't really know how to use it or how to create templates or anything like that. So you've been using it for a long time. So how long did it take you to kind of like catch on to how to use it? Was it?
Oh, it's like I said earlier, it's really very intuitive. There are multiple templates that you can choose from. It'll pop up on your screen.
Oh, it
And you've
does.
got,
Okay.
like, what it looks like, and then you've got this edit box where you can change the color, change the font, add your picture. It's really very, very simple.
Okay. So there's a lot of templates in Flowdesk too that you can
Yeah.
use. Okay,
Based
cool.
on whatever
Cool.
category you want to focus on. If you're educating, if you're selling, you want a little countdown timer, you've got a big sale, you want a countdown on it, that kind of thing. Setting it up is very similar to Project Broadcast. You will import your information with the CSV file, and you can segment, which groups you want to send certain things to. So it's I
Awesome.
think it's super intuitive. I will tell you that this happened like last week. And I don't know the scope of your businesses, but if you are sending more than 5,000 emails at a shot, then you're going to have to create a domain. And that is a new FTC rule. But if you're sending fewer than that, you can just stick with your regular Flowdesk handle, AKA your email address. I do mine out of my Gmail.
Oh, so that's why I see some people with that domain address. I was
Right.
wondering about that. Yeah.
The domain address helps to ensure the deliverability of your content.
Mm,
It's a server thing. It's something that servers recognize. So
yeah.
if you're sending out massive amounts like, Brooke or Emily or whoever are
Yeah.
sending out bazillions each day practically, they would definitely have to have the domain.
Yeah. And Lisa B knows a lot about it. Flowdesk too, like the back of her hand. And I think for me too, it's like, okay, another thing to learn. I just have to be excited. If I'm excited about something, then I'm excited. I'm just not quite there yet, but I'll get there.
It's entirely
And that-
connected to your ROI, your return on investment. Is this going to move the needle for me? Is
Right.
this going to convert into sales for me?
Right.
Yeah, and it's not just a money investment, it's like your time investment too.
Yeah.
But I have to say, Tina, I remember how resistant you were to maybe not resistant to Christy's graphics group with using the Trello. And I remember you were like, I can't do this, it's too hard, I don't know how to find the stuff, blah blah blah, and now you're using it, right? So you can do it. Hey, I mean, I can't say anything, I haven't started Flowdesk either, but I hadn't really intended to, but this is definitely something to think about for sure.
Yeah, for sure. And it's like when I think about, is my time best spent right here, right now? I don't know that right now. There are some times where I would like to have that opt-in instead of using Project Broadcast number. I think it'd be cool and pretty and fun to have something delivered through email. But yeah, anyway.
Okay,
I
so
feel like, I show it here. Like, I hate emails. If you look at my little red number on my phone, right? How many unread emails I have? You don't even want to know. I mean, thousands. I'm like, I don't want to see that in my digital clutter. I have enough problems with other clutter in my life. So I just decided not to. But I was the same way. Like, do I want to do that? But there's people that love email, right? I mean, I don't like email because I have a bazillion, but there's actually people that love email. So, and I don't know, I think, did I send you from that No Shame Sales Game girl? Did I send you her one of her last reels? Tina?
Yeah.
The one where she's talking about, like, you just need to get an email. That one?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know what her stats were, but if I remember, they were pretty big of how valuable it's been to her and how many people she's been able to convert. I mean, I guess the whole thing is it's a different tool than Project Broadcast. Broadcast is for our current customers, most of them, right? Flowdesk would be for people that aren't customers. I mean, it could be both. And I have mine for my customers, but also we could use it for people that are not yet customers, So it's a whole different thing.
Another way to like add value, to have a sequence of things at different times of the year or whatever.
And that's, and I think, I mean, if you ever on Tia's work with me, she is genius about that kind of stuff. That I'm pretty sure she could probably help you with some of that. But I don't,
just asking questions on one of her lives or something. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just ask questions. I mean, like ask her to give your ideas or say, I don't know, whatever.
Yeah, she's been good about stuff like that. You can ask a question and she'll just, usually there's only a few people on, so she can just totally give you your attention, give attention to you.
Right. Yeah, so she would be a really good person. I was she's all about, you get their email and you don't just send one email, you have like a couple of emails prepared already in advance, kind of like a drip campaign, right?
Mm-hmm.
She could probably help come up with a drip campaign, email campaign of something.
Yeah.
Whatever the category is. Gut health, general wellness, I don't know. But yeah.
Yeah, social seller door Tia, she has a schedule every week on her Facebook page. So if you can catch her lives, it's a really great opportunity to ask questions.
Yeah.
Sarah, do you have email? And how do you use your email? Like those of you that have email, I'd love to hear how you use it.
With Tia, I send out
Okay.
monthly newsletter, and I have a drip campaign with my Plexus customers that goes out to my entire team. And there's some clickable things, like she has like a quiz in there that some people are filling out, not all of them, but it asks like if they want to share and if they're open to it and what products they're using, what their goals are, all that kind of stuff. And then I have not done it yet, but we have a meeting to like set it up more in my social media to collect email addresses.
Cool. That'll be neat to see how that goes.
Tell us more about that, Sarah. What's your vision for that?
Just like a lot of influencers do, they'll, offer something for free, whether it be like I have time blocking, I have like a healthy habits thing. I had a goal setting thing. I've written like a mindset thing, and then I have a scripture thing, of identity scriptures. So I don't know if I'll rotate those or like just have different ones, but you supposedly should have something free, and like on your Instagram, it should be pointing down, get my free planner or whatever. And that way they click on it and they have to give you their email, and then they get on your email list, and then you start emailing them special offers, So that's the plan with it. That's what it's for and how it can collect a lot of emails.
I have an arrow down like for healthy habits, that flip book that Christy McDade did, which is, I think is so cute. But how do I know how many people are grabbing that, right? Like I have no way of tracking it. I have,
So it's just a link. You don't collect
yeah,
their
it
email
goes right,
address.
it goes right to
What did,
the habits, New Year, new habits.
But if you
Great.
do that through Flowdesk, Tina, you will 100% know who
Yeah,
clicked on the link and who they are,
yeah.
so it's not
how
through,
many times they clicked it.
you're not sending it through Project Broadcast to current people, you're saying, you're sending something to, who is it? What is it, Tina?
It's a New Year, new habits, and it talks about exercise and food and mindset and different things within that flip book.
Who did you send it to?
It's just in my Instagram, like for a freebie,
Oh,
grab my
oh.
free, whatever.
Well,
Um,
actually, okay. So if you just set it up and you could set it up basically as a landing page on Project Broadcast and it would be trackable, I think. Oh, wait, no, only if you know, that's right. Not unless.
You
Never
need to
mind.
have them text you at your project broadcast
Never
number,
mind. That would be
do
different.
me, whatever. And then when they do, that's when you reply with the form and they give you your email and all that. And then you've got their email.
yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
like, what if you started it as a form and for them to get that thing, they have to put in their info first and then here's the link to my, whatever it's called.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
it could even be a Google Doc, a Google form. You can collect emails through.
I have no idea how to do that.
No, but Project Broadcast has a form thing.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think before.
yep.
Just
I
the
put-
downside of that is that someone has to type in your project broadcast number, and that is not going to happen very frequently.
Yeah, they're not gonna do
It
it.
can be one click,
Yeah,
like with mini chat. If you're
Mm.
doing it on Instagram and you set up mini chat, you've got a one click and then an instant conversation.
and I'll admit, like, if I am on some influencer's page and she's got a free whatever and I click on it, sometimes I'm like, she wants my email, my phone number, like everything. And then I just don't do it because I don't want to be getting all these emails from her. So just depends.
So
Like
here-
I need to really want it to give my email and my phone number. Like, cause then the next thing you know, you're getting all these this text stuff from these people, and you're like, oh gosh.
Yeah.
But I am missing out. As you're talking, I'm like, I'm missing out on who is clicking on it. Who's clicking on it? I have no idea. So yeah. There we are. Tina needs email.
Just a way to
Well, you
grow.
could, is it in your stories or in your, like like say you did a post and offered it?
Yeah.
You'd then say comment new, wherever your name of it, think of a keyword, comment below, and I'll send it to you. So then they have to comment. So you at least know who the person is. And then message, Instagram or Facebook, then you've got the person at least
Yeah.
in your messenger, or you can messenger them and do the conversation and, kind of contact them that way.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
If you're not wanting to do that whole email thing.
I will eventually, okay? I will eventually. Growing
Hey,
pains.
Sarah, how much is that whole TIA thing for your emails?
How much what?
Remember? Like
Oh.
you said that you get all your email service and all that stuff from
I
her.
pay her like $200 a month, I think. She does all my project broadcasts, all that stuff.
I mean, that's like for full service though, not just email, right? It's like,
I think it's 5 hours a month, which has been plenty.
yeah,
I started with 10 hours and I was like, I don't think I need that much. And maybe I will in the future, but right now I don't need that much.
mhm.
So to me, it's been very affordable and takes a big weight off.
So when you said she does all your project broadcast, like what all does that encompass? I'm curious.
I mean, she's basically my VA. So anytime I have new people sign up on my entire team, she has a whole system that she sends out. I do the responses, of course, on project broadcasts, but I can have her either draft a project broadcast or I'll send her the text that I want and she'll draft it and send it to a certain, like I just had her pull a list for anyone that didn't order last month so I can send them the $10 off message. Or if there's like a special, I can have her pull all my level 1s or that type of thing. And she sends all my subscription reminders to my entire team, which is a huge weight lifted.
Does she also do, maybe you said this, I didn't hear. Does she also do anything for your like team Facebook page or anything, scheduling posts or anything like that, or just the other stuff?
Don't need
Okay.
it.
Okay.
She does for some people, but I just don't
she
need help with
can.
that.
I think it. Yeah, I
Just you
think
pick
so.
what
You
you
have a
want.
meeting with her if you decide to use her, and then I use her for 10 hours a month. And then she just asks you, what do you want help with? Like, what do you want me to use your time with? You know, what's the most important to you? And so it's whatever you want, you know?
That makes sense. Thank you.
Yeah. And I like one of the things would always drain me was like, you know, team recognition. The end of the month, right? You've done all this thing. Of course, this is back when I was getting a ton of people to be added, which is a really big, great problem to have. But, be the first of the month and be like, I didn't make any of my recognition graphics. And so the first of the month, I would be like, dang it, I need to sit here and get all the pictures of all the people and do all the recognition stuff. And it was annoying. I don't know. I hated it. That's one of the things. So they just go, and anytime anyone adds anything, they go and schedule it in my team page. Shout out to this person. They make the graphic. They come up with a little saying that's different every time, usually. And they just shout that person out. And I'm like, oh, that's such a nice weight off my shoulders. And they add that new customer to Project Broadcast, and they add them to the correct campaign, depending on who they are. If they're on, my level 1, or I have one that for the rest of everyone else, like level 2s and all the way down. Or if it's a leads person, then I have a different campaign. So I have like 3 different campaigns they add them to, or maybe more. I guess it depends what it is that they order. If it's reset and something, they have a different campaign for that. And then she adds them to the campaign, and then she schedules the getting started guide for that person. So it goes out like 2 or 3 days later, since everyone's different. It depends on what they ordered. And just having someone do that, and credit card declines, and what else? End of the month, she sends a message to everyone the following month, who either like the white lines haven't ordered in a while or whatever, the people, to tell them that their annual membership is about to process. Mostly to the people that aren't active. So, and if they, and I help her come up with what message I want her to send for that. So yeah, I mean, to me, it's been a big weight off my shoulders, because like most of you, I'm the only one that's doing any of that. I would be the one that would do it all. Although I do have one person now that's doing a lot on her own, but, so it's been a huge help. I could probably go down, so I'm paying $327 a month right now. I could probably go down, do less, but I like the tags, different specials. It could be like, can you please create a tag and upload all my people who ordered in November but didn't order in December, and then they'll upload a tag with all those people. I mean, I could probably learn how to do it and do it relatively quickly, but it's nice. They can, since they do it all the time, it takes them like 3 minutes. And they're like, okay, just a minute. And they just whip it together. And they also do my birthday campaigns, my birthday, whatever, people. They send me out a list every Tuesday, and I check the boxes if I want to send them like a general birthday message, or one asking if they want a sample, or no message. And then they just do it. They just send it to all those people, a little happy birthday gift. So and they add it to my, they add those birthday people to my project broadcast as well. And then they have a campaign for my birthday people, like your samples been sent out.
Notice that has helped you with growth.
The birthday messages has. I've had people join, and what I've learned from that is the months where I'm kind of more like, the whole point is a birthday thing, right? You have them ask for something, and then they it starts the conversation like, well, why do you want this? What health issues do you want them to help you with? Whatever. And if you can get to that point and be like, I could totally send you a birthday sample, or if you're, I know these products can really help you with your X, Y, and Z. Would you prefer to get $20 off your first order? It's up to you. Which one would you prefer? A couple samples or $20 off your first order? And I've had a bunch, a handful of people convert just from that. And that's probably what I should do to every single person. But sometimes I don't. I just send out the birthday sample. I guess it depends on the person.
Cool.
But anyways.
I don't know if y'all saw, but Kelly and I got to hang out with several diamonds, including Celeste, all weekend. So that was
Oh
pretty
yes,
good.
tell us how that was. Kelly shared something on Melissa's call today that Celeste said. I thought that was pretty. It was, pretty basic that I'd never really thought about.
Honestly,
Remember
it
what
was
she
like
said?
a mind
Yeah,
shift.
what'd you say, Kelly?
for me. And it wasn't just Celeste. We had an incredible breakout session with Bethany Spear, who is also a diamond, who was talking to us about weekly coaching calls, your runners. But in the way Bethany put it was, what would you rather do all day? Help somebody deal with their poop issues or develop leaders? Right? Like, are you guys not as tired as I am of customer care? Like, it's just like, okay. And then Celeste, one-liner was, stop looking for sick people, because you're going to end up with a team full of sick people. Look for the happy people, because we are fun. And Plexus is for fit and healthy people. So stop looking for sick people. So good. Right?
And people who need money, because they're pretty much there for the most part, not everybody, but a lot of reasons they're there is because of their habits.
And it's so true. Celeste shared a story with us about her sister-in-law, who knew everything about what Celeste was doing, and Celeste never approached her. And the sister-in-law's sister signed up Celeste's sister-in-law, who turned out to be, what is she now, Sarah, an Emerald? And Celeste was like, why didn't we talk about this? And the sister-in-law said, because I didn't think you wanted me, because you never invited me.
Oh yeah, she never asked her
Yeah.
because she thought she didn't need the money.
Everybody wants a personal invitation.
I'm just like, wow.
I know.
But Celeste
So-
is bold. Like that is,
Yeah.
she didn't get to the top because she's like a genius when it comes to sales or training or anything like that.
She doesn't have any systems. She doesn't have
No.
a VA. She talks to people. Y'all, while you were on that call with Trisha last night, I was on a call with Keith Callahan. He wrote Build to Last. Have y'all ever read that? Phenomenal. Probably the most impactful book I read the entire 2023.
Wow.
In a nutshell, here's what he said. Have you talked to humans today? Because if you haven't, you have not worked your business. Yeah. It's not about systems. It's not about posting.
It's not about graphics.
Have you talked to humans today?
When you said, Celeste said, stop looking for sick people, all the time we're told, like, watch for those posts where somebody's got a migraine or they're struggling or whatever, right? Like, it's like we've been programmed to look for that. So
That's because our products work.
right.
But
So
that's
how
because
do
our business works.
you
Our business
approach
works because our products work.
you approach a healthy person who, I mean, I think that I looked really healthy on the outside, but I was really struggling. So you don't
Yeah,
know
it seems
what you
like
don't know, you know,
you're
yeah.
really fit. I mean, you could build a business on active alone because you're so fit and you're working out all the time. Same for you, Karen. You know, and you're not attracting all the sick people who don't, sometimes they don't want to feel better. They just want to whine about it.
But here's the deal, that I feel like that is who I'm attracting, is really, really sick people who are just like literally don't want to feel better. That's kind of been, I don't know, kind of a theme in the last like 6 months, where I'll have a girl start and then she's a week in and she's like, this isn't for me. It's like, what is even happening right now? And so you saying this, it's making me, but they approach me. they, they've approached me. So it's like, but
Nicole's right. It's because that's what we're posting about.
yeah.
Look, Celeste
Wow.
is a 12-star diamond because she develops leaders. She talked about Eva Schmidt, and she's in Canada, who is not a heavy recruiter. She recruits very few, but what she will tell you to your face is, I recruit them and I develop them to Jewel. I recruit them and I develop them to Jewel. That's what we're not doing.
Mm. Boy. So if we're not posting about struggles, issues, you know, just hearing this, it's like, yeah, that makes sense. But then my mind has to do a complete shift
Mhm.
into letting people know that, almost like being proactive, talking
Mhm.
about being proactive about your health, and how taking supplements is a very natural, normal thing. We
Mhm.
can't get everything that we need from our food, right?
Right.
Um, being proactive, taking care of our brain health and our heart health, and, you know, balancing our body, our hormones, and giving our body what it's not getting on a daily basis, you know, to be proactive. So, right? I mean, is that what you're kind of saying? Like, be thinking in that way?
Oh, absolutely. I think that that's true. And the other mind shift that occurred for me, and I think it did for Sarah too, is that when we were with in Bethany's training, she started out by saying, how many of you have recruited someone and they say, yeah, I want to do this. And you give them information to make their first post and they never do, or they make one and that's all they do.
Mm-hmm.
And over the past 2 to 3 years, she has developed the system where she has stopped the bleeding. And what she does is she will get face to face, either on a Zoom or in person, with that person. And before she ever gives them anything to say or do, she talks with them about, what was it that interested you in this? Tell me about your life. What would you change about your life if you could? If there were anything you could change, what would it be? And then she'll share the income graphic and say, I always want to make sure that you're aware of what is available. Which one of those levels would make a difference for your family? Why would that help? What would you be able to do? How would it make you feel if you were able to provide this for your family? And you flush out the why, and then you ask them, what would make you hold back from doing this? And you flush out their objections and you address the objections. It's very systematic. And she gave us, great verbiage on how to do these things. But the end result is that when someone sees and feels the value of this uncomfortable thing that we're asking them to do, they will do it. But if you say, oh, that's so great, here's your first post, I'm going to help you write it. And they don't see the value in it. It's not connected to their emotion or their feelings. And so doing it this way, she'll get them to the point of, okay, I don't want to overwhelm you, but I'm going to help you set your first goals. And the first goals are, let's reach out to 3. Let's immediately schedule a messenger event. As soon as people are in your event, I want you to put them in a 3-way chat with me. Y'all, Bethany does the customer care for every one of her level 1s until they hit senior silver. And they are saying to her, yeah, but you're saying the same thing over and over. She said, yes, that's the point. That's the point, is she's training them to do the customer care. That is an element I have not done. I have provided a customer care system and set the little bird free. And the little bird goes home and hides in her nest, and nobody's getting customer care, and retention sucks, and attrition is killing us. As fast as we add, they fall away. So it was a tremendously impactful mind shift for me.
Yeah. And it's interesting to hear how she'll do customer care for them till they hit senior silver. Then she's feeling like they should be fully equipped for that. Like, I've done customer care for people on my team till they were Ruby.
Yeah.
and that was me not letting go soon enough. So it's like, now I'm trying to find that happy medium, and I'm going to go with that senior silver. Because I've thought to myself, maybe at silver they're
Well,
equipped,
what
but I think
she's
everybody's a little bit different too.
It's true, Tina, and that is very true. And Bethany would say that too. Nicole, I'll answer your question right quick. It's Bethany Spear. She's a diamond with Plexus. And no, it's not a recording. This was a live training that we were at when we were on this retreat this weekend. But she doesn't just do one Zoom with her builders. She's meeting with them weekly, and it's not optional. She doesn't say, hey, do you want to meet with me weekly? It's like, we are going to meet weekly. They'll select a time. I'm going to put a hard stop at 30 minutes. And weekly, her goal in developing these leaders is to deal with the head trash. Because y'all, we've got it. We've all got it. I would need it daily because I have head trash daily that is a self-sabotaging situation for me. But keeping them in that close contact with her, and she will do that, her weekly coaching Zooms with them until they have someone they can coach.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think all of us that weren't at that training we really wish we were.
I know. Sarah and our friend Christy Freeman, we met yesterday by Zoom, just the 3 of us, literally reading through the notes we took because all 3 of us heard something different.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah. And so we're compiling it and putting it together, and it can become something that we can share. Absolutely. It's just still a little bit rough right now.
I'm sure. But just what you shared is like, is just so great and so much for so many of us to think about, like really
Because
thinking.
yeah, we've heard this though. I mean, we've heard it our entire existence here. If you want to grow, start recruiting business builders, share the business, right? Developing leaders. And that's what Celeste has done. Without a system, without creating graphics, without a VA, she develops leaders.
Yeah, she does. Gosh. I think it's, again, like what they talked about this morning, that energy that she brings and that excitement and the belief, it just bleeds from her.
Right. Do you want to know why she came to our little retreat? Because she's building again. She's growing a team again. You know, she has come back in and she's working again. So she could have gone to any of her leaders' things. She chose to come here with us because we're in that building phase. And she's just so normal and so real and so funny. Sarah tucked herself right up under Celeste's wing every opportunity she had. Like, I would turn around and look, and there they'd be right beside each other on a couch, and Sarah's just talking. Like, she was so intentional.
That doesn't surprise me. Sarah, you're good at that. I'd probably be a little intimidated.
Well, we had a lot in common, just talking about church and ministry and stuff like that too.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you, as a diamond, she's one that the more you like, once you get to know her, you like her more. And like Sun that I used to admire. And once you get around them and realize what they're really like, it's like, yuck. But I was never a big fan because of all the stuff she's done. I'm like, oh, she's all about that. And she's so not. She's
Right.
so not. And I mean, she's a sweetheart, but there's others that I'm like, oh my gosh, they're so wonderful. And then like I've either been behind them in line somewhere and heard them talk to people or have heard stuff. And I'm like, don't have no respect for you anymore. So I like Celeste. She's a sweetheart.
She was fun.
Well, this was so good. Kelly, would you close us in prayer, please?
Oh, I would be honored. I would be
Yay.
honored.
Thank you.
Father, we know that your goal in everything that you have done is about building relationships. You sent us Jesus to restore man's relationship with a holy God. And we recognize that. We thank you for that as the greatest gift of all. And Father, you've given us each other to be like-minded, iron sharpening iron, to spur each other on, to help us deal with our own limiting beliefs and head trash. And we are so grateful for the basis of our fellowship that is born of you. You have called us, you have equipped us. Father, I pray that you will always be honored and glorified by the times that we have together. I am so personally grateful for each one of these women that we've been allowed to partner with through the blessing of our company. Father, we ask you to pour your blessings out upon us. We are here. We are willing to work hard. We are willing to have our eyes open, Lord, to those that you are putting in our path, and we believe that you've already got them ready. Father, help us to see them. Help us to acknowledge with no fear and to move forward in faith. And we pray that all the glory will be yours. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Iron sharpens iron. I love it.
Yep.
All right, photo.
Awesome.
Sarah's got your glass up. Hey, there, Nicole. Okay, Nicole's on.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3. Yay. This was so good, and we went over, but it was so worth it, I think. So
It was.
anyways, you guys have an awesome day,
Like-
and we'll see you in February. First Tuesday in February. All right, take care.
you.
Bye, guys.